All right, we worked yesterday on a spa page, and what we did is we went through yesterday and we did unordered list, we did ordered list on our document. We changed our unordered list from the default design to a square design for our bullets. We added information from a Word document to the bottom, and then we set that as our ordered list, and we increased the indent on our ordered list on the very bottom, so that way it's indented more. And we did a lot of that using our properties panel on the bottom. We also went through then and created an external style sheet, and I want to point out over here when I look at my files panel, here is that external style sheet that we created. Okay. We went through and linked to it as an external style sheet, and you are going to need to be able to do that in the future. One of the things that we did when we created that style is we made sure it wasn't in the document, that it wasn't external. And we called it SU_styles because SU stood for striped umbrella _styles was really the piece that told us that this is a style sheet. Because when you look at the document type there, you will see that it looks very similar. What's going to change is going to be your .css at the end. We went through and we edited that CSS a couple different ways. We created it and then we set our fonts and our colors and our size and our emphasis using the pop-up window. And then we went over here under our CSS styles and we were able to edit it up there. And then we're also able to edit it using our code navigator that allowed us to go through and change the size and change the color. One of the nice things about using that CSS is once we changed it, it went through and automatically changed those words for facial, body treatment, and massages. So that's a quick review of what we worked on yesterday. My page is being a little funny, so I'm going to close it and relaunch it. That looks better. We have SPA open, and I'm on page 322, section 322. Okay, on the right-hand side, I have my CSS open up here. You can see we have an external style sheet. We are going to add another style to it. Right now, the only style heading that we have set is our list styles, and we're going to actually make a new one. To make a new CSS definition, for example, we use this one just for list headings. We want to do a new one. Is we're actually going to go right here to this little piece of paper with the plus sign, and that's going to make a new style. So you can go ahead and select that. You're going to get this pop-up menu, and we're going to go through and give this new style a name. We're going to call it footer underscore text. Again, oh, excuse me, body text. I'm ahead of myself. Excuse me, body underscore text. Sorry. That's our new rule name. So for example, we're going to use this CSS rule for the body of our text. Now, because we already made an external style sheet, Dreamweaver's pretty smart. Right here on the very bottom, it says choose where you want your rule to be defined. It realizes we already have an external style sheet, and it allows you to automatically put it into that external style sheet, which is what we want. The first CSS you make, you need to change it to be an external one, so watch out for that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, once I have body underscore text in there, we'll leave that there. I'll go ahead and click on OK. Your CSS rule definition window is going to pop up.
Someone took it, for real though, and put it in someone's backpack. And then they
And what we're going to do here is we're going to go through and set up our rules. And we want to change it to Arial Helvetica, sans serif. And we do that from a drop-down menu, not typing it in. Do you want to get that, please? Drop-down menu, Arial Helvetica, and then we're going to do
Wait, I have a question.
12. Just let me fill out all this in and have it up, and then I'll answer your question, okay?
Huh? Style.
Thank you. So you're going to set up your CSS rule for that, okay? I don't want to recreate any of those CSS rules that we just created. So what I want to do here on my index page is my index page is open. you will notice because we defined our site, the site realizes there is a cascading style sheet. Okay? What we need to do is we need to link to it. What is set up here is this is not the same CSS we worked with before, you'll notice, right? Because it doesn't have list heading or body text. But we want to use that. So how do we do that? Right here under CSS on the right-hand side, do you see this little link button? We are going to click on that little link button, and we're going to link to that CSS that we made for the spa page. And all I need to do is browse and find that SU styles. Now, what is important is I have an option here to link or import. We've talked about this before. If I import it, it's an internal style sheet. And if I make a change, I actually have to open up on every single one of those pages and change the style sheet. Or if I have it linked, if I change it in this one spot, it will change on all those pages. Which one do you think we're going to do? We're going to make sure that we leave it saved as link. And then you can go ahead and click on OK. What happened? It changed, okay? And what you will realize is because when I look at the code, we had previously, when we opened up this page, but the textbook company had it set up as P class equals body text. If it didn't change because you did not give your CSS the correct name. If you didn't name it body underscore text and you named it something else, you have to go in and apply it. So this is a way of showing you another nice way of going through, and it'll automatically apply those styles for you. Now, I've linked the style sheet to it, and I know it's linked. Look right here for right below where it says index.html. You will notice right here I have source code, and I have sustyles.css. So if I wanted to look at the HTML code for sustyles.css, I could click right here. Christina, you know you need to do this with us, right? You have to work on that at another time. You need to work on Stripe Umbrella with this. So, always look at your codes. You can easily switch between your regular view and your CSS. Let's go ahead and look at our CSS code. And again, I just did that by clicking up here. This is giving me my CSS rule. Can I change my rule right here in my coding? Yeah. Yes, you can. Go ahead and change it there. So we have seen lots of different ways to change that. And I can then switch back to source code also. No, we don't need to change it, but you can change it there. So what we have done is we have applied a style sheet and then looked to see at what the code looks like. Now, you will notice that you need to save your index page. And you know you need to save it because you have that little asterisk right after index.html. So let's go ahead and get that page saved. Let's go to code view. Complete code view, please. Go all the way up to the very top of your code on your index page. Do you see your embedded style sheet, your internal style sheet?
Yep.
Give you a hint. Starts with the word style, ends with the word style. Right here. On my page, it starts with line 6 and goes to line 19. Yours might be slightly different, but can you find it in your head section? Now, do we want to have an embedded style sheet and an external one? Do you think that would be very good coding? We should probably have all of our styles on one sheet instead of them competing back and forth. So, One of the things that you can do is if you highlight your style sheet here, I'm not hitting delete, don't get a little click happy on me. Notice what happens right here. What happens if you click on this minus? Try it.
Hide it.
Notice what happened to your line of code. It shrunk it up. Now, is the code still there?
Yes.
Look at how the lines jump. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20. That is a clue to you. There is some code there that is hidden. So if you were working on a page that was ginormous and you didn't want to look at that line of code all the time, you can highlight that code and hit minus sign in order for that to make it go away. And go ahead and expand that out again. We're not deleting it.
This looks like a letter page.
Now, do you see this line of code right here for small text?
Yeah.
Right within your style. Now, what we want is we like this line of CSS code, and I want to put it on my external style sheet. So we're going to go ahead and link that. I keep that open. We're going to go ahead and put that on our external style sheet. Thank you. So all I need to do is I have it highlighted, and I am going to right click. Then I'm going to go to CSS styles. And then you will notice to the bottom, move CSS rules. And then I can go ahead and click on that. And it's going to say, where do you want to move it to? We're going to want to put it on the SU style CSS, and I can click on OK.
What if I have like
That was even easier than copying and pasting, wasn't it? Didn't have to have two documents open. Now, over here on the right-hand side, look. For SU style CSS, I have 3 types of styles now defined. List headings we did yesterday. Body text we made earlier today. Small text we just moved from an internal style sheet to the external one. Now, when we have index open, we also have this style on the top. Why do we also have this style on the top? You right-click on it, CSS rule, move CSS.
Oh, I got it.
We have this style up here because this page still has an internal style sheet. So when you look over here on CSS, it tells you there's a linked one and there's also an embedded one on the top of the page. If we look at SPA, the SPA page, it only has sustyles.css. It does not have any embedded styles on the very top of it. Let's go ahead and go back to design view. Now notice, we have to save our CSS rule. How do I know that? Look right here. sustyles.css, do you see the asterisk after that? That tells you this style sheet has been edited and it has not been saved. So what we need to do, let's save it. What happened to the CSS? Did it save? Nope. I switched to the SU style CSS and did file save. You can exit, and when you exit it would say you need to update CSS, and you would say okay. That is chapter 3. I just did chapter 3 in 2 days. If you have not finished chapter 2's Blooms and Bulbs, Trip Smarts, and Caroline's Creations, you need to do that and get that published today. If you do not remember how to publish that, you are going to need to go on to YouTube. I'm sure you know where that is. If you type in youtube.com/kgrassel, that will launch you right to my YouTube channel. On my channel down here is a section for web design. What I have on here is all my videos. In fact, the one that I'm recording right now will be listed here. Here is the video for how to publish files for web design. If you're not sure how to do this. If you were absent yesterday and you don't know what we did yesterday, here's my video. It's not there. It will be there momentarily. I don't think it's putting them in the right order. It will say Dreamweaver 3, section 1 and 2, and the one for today with Dreamweaver 3, section 3 and 4. So all of my videos will be listed right here on my YouTube channel. If you want to review and you don't remember how to do a section. So your Dreamweaver Chapter 2 questions were due today. If I don't have them already, they will be late. I did tell you that on Wednesday. They were due on Friday. You can, if you have not finished and turned in to me Chapter 2, that's what you need to work on and get that done for me today. You need to publish it, and don't forget on that Google Sheet, you need to go onto that Google Sheet and put the date on there. By you putting the date on there, that tells me you want me to grade Chapter 2. And I just told you we finished Chapter 3, so you are going to then, after you've published Chapter 2, you can go ahead and launch and work on Chapter 3, but do not publish Chapter 3 today, because it'll overwrite your Chapter 2 work. Okay? So let me grade Chapter 2 over the weekend, and then I will be able to take accepting Chapter 3, and I will give you your grading rubric next week also for Chapter 3, but just follow your directions. Some of you are very behind on frame set. Mid-quarters are next week. You had frame set as the end of semester 1 project. That means it's now 4.5 weeks late. Giving you an idea. I also need to collect your HTML books, but I can't do that because I have people still working on your frame sets. Christina.
What if I get a finish?
You need to do that first. Yep. You, if you don't get requested today, I suggest that you stay.
I can't stay because
Can't stay. You're going to need to come in during study hall because you can only do it in the room. Okay? Go forth. You know what you need to work on. You will be getting